will be a sponsored video featuring LuvMe hair. They did send me their wet and wavy closure wig unit. Now this also will be a story time. This will be a time where I also almost caught a felony charge for having a gun in my car. So I hope you guys enjoy this story time and this install, and let's just go ahead and jump right into this video. All right, you guys, so let's just jump right into this story time. Y'all, this story is so like old. I'm cool with everybody. I don't have no issues with nobody. I just want to say that first. My life is so peaceful and it's so stress-free. Like, I love my life. Like, compared to all the drama that I used to have and all of that, like, I pray every day that my life stays peaceful the way it is now. Like, I deserve it. Let's just jump right into it. I used to do story times all the time, so this is just like bringing me back. But I just want to talk about the time that I was messing with this guy. I was so young too. It was a situationship. I'm gonna just say that, a situationship. And I felt like I was so in love, but a gun was put in my car. And I definitely went to jail, and it was very serious, and I didn't know what was gonna come out of it. Like, I was really like facing like a felony charge. So let's just jump right into the beginning, and then we're gonna do this install. Okay, you guys, so this is so funny because I can laugh at it now. Like, it's funny. It's not funny, but it's funny now. So one night, this was when, you know, I was one of them girls back then. It was like I used to let a dude drive my car, and he ain't had no car, and you know, stuff like that, you know. Ugh. The guy I was messing with, we just gonna call him D. His friend was in the car too, because we went and picked him up, so we gonna call him T. D and T. We just gonna call him that. So we driving around. Mind y'all, this story is kind of long, because it's not super long, but it's gonna tie into everything. So we all in the car, you guys, and okay, so we all in the car, y'all, and we driving around North Chicago. If you know North Chicago, you know North Chicago can be kind of hot. You know what I'm saying? It could be a lot going on, So we driving around. Mind you, it's nighttime. I think it's like late, and the police is out. And normally it's like when I used to be in North Chicago, the police wasn't out like that. Like, at least that's what I felt like. But they was out that night. And I think I had just got off work, picked him up, and then his friend was in the car too. So we driving around, and he tells me to make this turn, and I just felt like, I'm like, okay, like, don't tell me stuff suddenly, because if you tell me something suddenly, when I turn, it's gonna look suspicious. So he told me to make this turn, and it was like, I'm not gonna curse. I'm trying not to curse. We ended up getting pulled over, and I was so freaking scared. So we getting pulled over, and him and a friend is talking. D, the dude I used to mess with, talking to T, telling him like, oh, you know, I can't go to jail, blah blah blah, I got a warrant, you know, this and that. So I'm guessing they getting ready to do what they gotta do. You know, they not thinking that I'm gonna get in trouble, because, you know, I don't have like a charge or nothing like that. So as soon as we get pulled over and the police come to the car, they run and leave out the car. So so as soon as that happens, the police officer was so mad. Like, he was so pissed. And then he got on his walkie-talkie, and, you know, he got to calling other police officers, like telling them where they ran, blah 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 blah. So then more cops come, y'all. Another cop comes, and mind y'all, this cop that drove up, he was so mean. Like, he was cursing at me and everything, telling me to don't fucking move, stay right there. Like, he was just so mean. And then I'm looking like, okay. So, and mind y'all, I didn't know this. He wanted to check my car, and I'm like, okay, you can check my car, like, but legally I didn't have to let him check my car. But since I felt like, shit, you ain't gonna see nothing, so sure, you could check my car. So he checks the front seat, he checking the back seat, and then he tells me to open the trunk. So he checks the trunk and lo and behold, it's a big ass gun. I said I wasn't gonna curse, but y'all know what it is. Like, y'all know what it is. It's a big gun in the car. And I'm like, what the, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what in the world? My eyes got big and everything, y'all. I was like, I didn't even know what to say. My mouth just dropped. Honestly, I ain't never been in no situation like that. I'm looking like, I don't know what you want me to say, because I don't even know how that got there. So I'm looking dumb. And not too long after that, y'all, I got placed under arrest. Like, and while I was getting placed under arrest, shit, he was the mean one. He was, because the other one, he was like mad, but he wasn't like, I don't know, he wasn't like being mean. He was pissed though. But yeah, the other one, he was just so mean. And then I got arrested and they took my car. I was fucking blue. So I was blue, you know. I get in the police car and, you know, all I'm thinking about is I gotta call my mama. And it's crazy that when you get into bad situations, and y'all know what I'm talking about, the last thing you want to do is call your mama. My mama didn't like who I was dealing with anyway, and then I gotta call her now. So I got my phone call and I called my mama, and I don't know if I was crying or not. I don't know, maybe I was. I think I was crying. I just think I was really in shock, honestly. I don't even know if I cried. I gotta ask my mama. But I was so like nervous when I called her, and I told her what happened. And y'all, my mama, she's the type, if my mama really knows that what you doing is not cool and you really shouldn't be doing it, she won't agree with your decision, but she'll still like be there for you, you know what I'm saying? So I had called her, and you know, she didn't really like, she didn't curse me out or nothing, but she was like, of course she was disappointed, and then told me, like, I let her know what was going on, and I was gonna have to spend a night there, and then the next day they was gonna transport me to so-and-so jail. So, you know, the officers, you know, of course they was asking me questions, you know, asking who they were and blah blah blah, and basically telling me like, why am I dealing with somebody like that, and how they and how the dude just sat there and left me. Like, you know, y'all know how cops be doing. Well, y'all probably don't know how cops be, but that's basically how they was. So the next morning they transported me to Waukegan jail, and I had to come up out of my clothes and get into a jumpsuit. Yeah, I was really mad then. And then I had to appear in court. And then when I went into the courtroom, y'all, my mom and my dad was there. And I just wanted to cry so hard, because I'm like, is this really happening to me right now? Like, and then the judge called out the charges. Everybody was looking like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? And then they talked about my bail, stuff like that. So what happened was I ended up getting out of jail that day. Definitely got out of jail that day, because hell nah. I would say, even though I was in jail for spent the night in a little holding cell and then went to the Waukegan jail, and I didn't really spend the whole day there, just a little bit of the day. But just that, it's like, who wants to go to jail? Don't nobody want to fucking go to... I'm trying not to curse y'all, but it's like, it's how I'm feeling. Jail is not the spot. It's just not the spot under any circumstances, not even for a day. Like, nothing is worth that. So before I had got out though, y'all, they was trying to give me the food. I think it was a nasty looking sandwich, a bologna sandwich, and it looked like something happened to it. And then they tried to give me an orange. I didn't even want the orange. No, I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing. So I wouldn't make it in there. Honestly, I wouldn't, because honey, what food that was, I was not going for that. Then my mom, she had to pay to get me out too, which my mom was gonna do. I knew she was gonna do that, but still, my dad wanted to leave me in there because he was just like he was just not okay with my decision, like just me making the decisions I was making with who I was messing with, blah blah blah. And you know, he wanted me to stay in there, which I'm glad I didn't. But my dad was really pissed off. My dad was really pissed off. My mom, I thought my mom would have been mad, because she really, you know, did not like who I was talking to. But my dad was pissed. Told him what happened. Like, I seen my dad mad, but he was pissed. So I ended up getting out of jail, and my dad had to take me to the impound to get my car. So that was some more money. And then of course I had to appear in court. So this was around the time where I was like going back and forth with jobs. Like around this time, y'all, I don't even think that it was good, because me and my mom, my mom was there for me, but she didn't really want to, like, we would get into it because of, you know, who I chose to deal with, like, and it just wasn't good. So me and my mom, we would be bumping heads a lot. And then, yeah, she just didn't, which I understand now. I definitely understand where she was coming from now. But in hindsight, you know, you don't always listen to your parents. So I had to end up going to court. I went to court, I would say probably like 2 or 3 times. And it was really scary for me, y'all, because this could have went on my record. Like, I don't even know where I would be right now, number 1, if I ain't have my mom. And then number 2, if that would have went on my record. And I didn't do it, and I didn't do anything wrong. But the decisions I decided to make, not listening and continuing to just be around certain things that I knew I shouldn't have been, because, you know, I'm being a teenager, and, you know, I'm not really like, which I don't even know, I was still in my, I was in my early 20s, I think. But just not listening and basically doing what I wanted to do could have messed up my life, literally. You know, when you go on a court, all they do is drag it, they drag it, they drag it, they drag it, they drag it. And I'm sitting here like, hold on. Why am I still going to court? And all y'all gotta do is do the fingerprint. That's what I told the lawyer. I'm like, have y'all fingerprinted the gun? Because we dragging this out, and that's all y'all gotta do. After like 3 court dates, y'all, I think that they ended up throwing it out. Y'all, when that judge threw everything out, I was crying, okay? Me and my mom got to hugging. It was so dramatic. It was so dramatic, but it was like so relieving, because it's like I didn't do anything wrong. like, you know, and I don't deserve this charge. Like, I really didn't deserve it. So I have to wing it. Y'all thinking about it, looking back at everything, especially where I am now. Oh, I'm leaving an important part out, y'all. It wasn't the dude that I was messing with. It wasn't his gun. I'm gonna just say that. It wasn't his. The other person left it in my car, which was the messed up part, because what the fuck? Like, why would you do that? So, you know, he ended up having to deal with what he had to deal with. And, you know, he did apologize, y'all. He came back to me and apologized, which I'm not a person, you will really, because I don't know, I just didn't feel like being mad. Like, I just didn't feel like being mad. Like, I was mad at the time, but I didn't feel like even being mad no more. So when he apologized, I was already over it. Hey, y'all, like I said, by the time he apologized, I was already over it. You know what I'm saying? I was over it, and I didn't feel like being mad no more. So, but yeah, he ended up confessing himself, and he was a man about it, and he had to do whatever he had to do. So, you know, I actually think he had more empathy than the person I was actually fucking with. Because he seemed like he didn't really care. Like, y'all, what I used to deal with, it's disgusting. It's disgusting thinking about it now. Like, it's just not okay. You know what I'm saying? It's never okay for someone to treat you any kind of way. And if you're a young girl right now and you dealing with a dude who in the streets, I ain't gonna tell you to stop messing with him, because somebody told me that and I didn't listen. So this is just what I'm gonna tell you. You gonna have to learn either the easy way, or you gonna have to learn the hard way. What happened to me may not happen to you, but something does end up happening. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. If you're messing with a dude in the streets, something ends up happening. It don't have to be as like drastic like mine was. It probably took that for me, because everybody's lessons are different. But never again. Plus, I'm older now, and you know, of course not. And the person that I'm with is just, I just thank God. Like, I just thank God, like, seriously. But yeah, that is my story time, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this install. This was like a quick and easy install. This is LuvMe hair. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. It has been a while since I've done a story time, but you know, I have a lot of stories, y'all, but it's kind of hard to remember when you in such a different place now. Like, you don't want to remember those things, like, you know what I'm saying, especially like where you were compared to now, how much you've grown. So that's why it was like, okay, but let me do a story time, and you know, but it's like but yeah, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this story time, and also this hair install, this beautiful wet and wavy install. I'll have everything in the description box below. Make sure if you are new, again, you go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and make sure you hit your post notification bells. Now, if you guys enjoyed this story time, let me know if you guys would like me to do more story times, because I have no issue with doing story times. It's just I gotta think about it, because like I said, I'm not in those spaces anymore, and I'm in such a better place now. But yeah, don't forget to like this video, share, and I will see you guys in my next video.